You're listening to Strange by Nature, your guide to the strange, weird, unbelievable, and improbable wonders of the natural world.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for being here today. I'm Kirk Mona, and joining me are Rachel Gimza and Victoria Thompson. We're all naturalists who together have scoured the world for weird and wonderful wonders, just to please your mammalian brain's desire for novelty. Isn't that nice? Let's do this.
All right, welcome to the show, everyone. I get to have us start. We're starting off 2026.
Yeah.
Real strong.
How is that even possible that we are living in the year 2026? I realize someone listening to this, like in 2036, is like, that sounds so old fashioned. But to us, like, we are in the future right now.
Yeah.
This makes no sense to me that this year even exists.
Every year that comes up, I'm like, how are we already in this year? And it just gets worse with time. When we get to the 2030s, I'm going to like flip my lid.
Yeah. Because we'll definitely be in the future then. I again, too, I just want to, as we're kicking off, say thank you to everybody for starting the year off with us. I hope you stick around. We've got a lot of really fun stuff planned for the year, and the show just keeps getting better and better, more stronger listeners. At some point, we'll crack into the statistics, I'm sure, and find out who's winning, Canada or Australia, in the listenership. Just a little hint.
Checked, it was Canada.
It's real. No, so you gave it away.
So sorry.
I don't know if that's even true.
It was a couple weeks ago, though.
But here's the thing. It's because it's so close. It literally is down to like a handful of listeners. That's how close it is. So like if anyone in one of those two countries, get a couple friends to listen to the show and it'll be enough to swing it. That's how close the stats are from those two countries. So
wild.
We love you all. Thank you so much. Tell your friends.
Yes, tell your friends. Very important. Well, I decided for this week's topic, we're just gonna dive in, okay? So I dove into the archives of my list, and I'm gonna be honest, I put this particular topic on my list and proceeded to absolutely forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a topic on my list I kind of forgot about, Rachel. It was called the Bat Moth Arms Race.
Tragic.
And then you did it last week, and I'm like, oh, that was on my list. I put it on there 4 years ago. So.
Yeah, well, you snooze, you lose, Kirk. You've done that to me many times.
Yeah.
So I put this topic on my list, and I truly forgot how like strange it was. And how I do my list is I just have like a topic name. I don't necessarily say why it's strange or anything on my list. So it was just a species on my list.
Why is that on there?
And I
interesting.
was like, what is that? And then I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God.
So a gift from a younger Rachel to a older, more mature Rachel.
To the future.
The future. New year, new me. So let's talk about a fun little creature called a jewel wasp, also known as Ampulex compressa. All right.
Good
new
name.
year, new me, can do Latin. Let's go.
Nice. All those lessons are paying off.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. We are episode 1 of the year.
What? Let's keep a tally. 1 for 1.
1 for 1.
Okay.
So this wasp is a solitary wasp. A lot of the time when we think of wasps, we think of like honeybees, and we think of paper wasps and things like that, and wasp nests. These are not those. It lives alone. It's not in any sort of eusocial or any sort of colony setting. It doesn't create that sort of nest, okay? It is solitary. Generally, it's found natively in South and Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands and the tropical regions of Africa. It's also been introduced in Hawaii to not success, as well as has been found in South America and
not success.
That wasn't like, it was introduced for a reason, and then it didn't work out. Like
there's a story there.
Make it. There is, but I'm not going to talk about it. It's
great.
really like
Okay.
it's one of those like they tried to.
It was an
have this-
agricultural thing, right?
No. We'll get into it. We'll get into part of the reason why they might have
Tell
been
us.
introduced to Hawaii. No.
Tell us
Tell us about this.
tell
No,
us.
tell us
Ruin
about the
your
wasp.
topic.
I'm going to tell you
Ruin
about
your-
the
no, no.
wasp.
Okay,
So-
we'll get there. We'll get there. Be
We'll get
patient.
there. Yes. So the wasp is a typical wasp in shape. It doesn't have any like strange extra body parts or like
Doesn't look like some other
appendages, or
type
it
of
doesn't
insect.
look
Okay.
like
That's
something
not what
else.
makes it strange. Okay?
No. So
Yeah.
it has 3 body parts. It has a thin connection between the abdomen and the thorax. As
sounds
its
like a wasp.
name suggests, it's a beautiful jewel tone color. One of the other names is the emerald jewel wasp. It's a metallic
nice.
blue-green throughout
Cool.
its segmented body. It's really pretty. On the
Nice.
thighs of the middle and back legs, so like
Mm-hmm.
the first part of the wasp that is connecting before like the knees, I guess, is a bright red color.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
it is a very pretty little wasp. Okay, it has dark wings. It's
Rachel,
also,
where would someone go to see a picture of a wasp like that?
obviously all over our social media as well as our newsletter. It's gonna be.
Oh my gosh, our newsletter. What a
Our
great
newsletter.
idea to go sign up for.
Oh, such a great little fun thing. You can click on it and listen to the episode from there. Sometimes I add
Would I
fun
sign up for
things.
that on strangebynaturepodcast.com?
You absolutely could, Kirk.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. Go on.
Yeah. So this is a small wasp, so it's not large. The females are bigger than the males, and the females are 22 millimeters long. Okay? So
Okay.
to put that in non-metric, non-science is 0.87 of an inch. So a little over 3/4 of an inch,
Okay.
but not quite
Small,
an
but
inch.
not absolutely teeny.
Right. The males generally are less than half the size of females.
Okay.
So they're pretty small. So they're about a half inch or so.
Or about 11 millimeters.
Exactly.
Gosh, see how much easier metric
Oh.
is?
Isn't
Yes.
it? So they go through metamorphosis, like complete metamorphosis, not incomplete metamorphosis, with a larval form that has 4 instars, and it goes into a brown spindle-shaped cocoon to become an adult. But Rachel, you say, it's pretty. Why would you talk about it? Like,
Rachel, it's
What?
pretty. Why are you talking about this? It's
it
like,
doesn't
why?
sound very
Like,
strange.
it doesn't sound very strange. I was just thinking that, Rachel.
Mhm. Like we have so many times on this show, and undoubtedly will again. Let's talk about the reproductive behavior, shall we?
Oh, yes.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
So, after the male and the female mate, the
Yes.
female, because the male does not have a stinger, but the female does.
hmm
The female wasps will go forward. They will sting a cockroach twice,
Oh, of course they do.
cockroach.
delivering
Yep.
venom,
Yep.
and they are
And
precisely stinging into different parts of ganglia of the
Yeah.
of the cockroach's brain
Oh, okay.
to paralyze the front legs
mhm.
and then create like a transient like paralysis. So
Okay.
yeah.
the second venomous sting causes it control the spot where they sting in the second spot controls the escape reflex.
Yeah.
So
I've
the-
definitely I've had this on my list as well. This is
you're so welcome.
yeah.
They literally turn this roach into a little zombie and then will cause they will have the roach follow them into their burrow, chew
Yeah.
off half of the roach's antenna, and then bring it to the wasp burrow, will then lay 1 or 2 eggs between the roach's eggs, or legs, not the eggs. Wow.
Yeah.
The adult will lay eggs between the roach legs. And then once the eggs hatch, the larva will slowly eat the still alive cockroach from the legs into the inside. It will cocoon within the now dead cockroach and then proceed to emerge alien-like out from the dead cockroach.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
this jewel wasp, as beautiful as it is, turns cockroaches into literal zombies.
Yeah. Parasitic wasps have
Ain't
really
they
Yeah, we've covered a number of parasitic wasps on the show. They're all just a lot to take in.
Aren't they?
I'm as you two know, pretty grossed out by cockroaches.
Well,
Correct.
But I can't
Yeah.
help but feel a little sorry for the cockroach in this circumstance.
Yeah.
If you want to know why Victoria is so creeped out by cockroaches, just got to listen to episode 141. Because that's where we talked about. Yeah, that was your topic, I believe, was all about cockroaches. And, oof.
Yeah. So and by the way, this is not like relatively, I guess this could be considered quick, but overall, like,
no, there's no quick way when you're being eaten alive. No,
and like the roach is literally paralyzed for all of this. It can't move. It just rests in the burrow that the female wasp made. The egg hatches after 3 days and then feeds.
I'm sorry, Rachel. The use of the word rest is really subjective there when you've been paralyzed.
Well,
I gotta tell you.
You're paralyzed and nothing's happening for 3 days, and then all of a sudden you're starting to be eaten alive. So
I don't like that at all.
Yeah. So the whole process from being stung to when you actually, like, the roach actually dies is about 16 days. High end.
You literally just said that this was quick. You are a sadist, Rachel.
I mean, overall, it could be longer. Like, it could be months. But no,
it's half a month.
16.
You compare it to the lifespan of a cockroach, it's pretty damn long.
Yeah. It's it's faster if it's warm.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
It'll go a little faster if it's warm, so they won't suffer as long. Yeah. So we've talked about zombies and like parasites many times on this show. We'll continue to talk about parasites, but I figured for the beginning of 2026, I had to talk about the jewel wasp, which is also known as the emerald cockroach wasp. I've kept that to myself this whole time.
See, that's why this sounds familiar. I was trying to think. I'm like, man, I didn't have it on my list because I looked at my list while you were talking. I'm like, didn't I have this on? It sounds familiar. When you brought up the zombie thing, I taught my summer campers about this last summer.
Yes, you did.
When I taught a zombie summer camp.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
This is one of the examples I used. Yep. Outstanding.
And to curb all of your curiosity, what happened in Hawaii? It was a method of biocontrol to help with
Get rid of roaches,
roaches that were happening on Hawaii, and it was unsuccessful because they are a small-scale predator and they're pretty territorial as well, so makes things harder if you want to get rid of many cockroaches. So didn't work.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice try.
So that is my topic this week.
Wow.
Jewel
Starting
wasp.
off 2026 strong there.
With zombies. So my sources this week include Wikipedia. There's an article in Scientific American and in Wired. There's also a great Journal of Hymenoptera article from 2018, The Life History of the Emerald Jewel Wasp, Amplex compressa by Ryan Ardavison, Victor Landa, Sarah Frankenberg, and Michael E. Adams. Excellent job, everyone. commendable research all around. Yeah, so that is what I've got. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, it'll be Victoria.
Well, we're back. I have lately been reading the All Creatures Great and Small books, which are delightful, as is the ongoing BBC TV series, which I recommend. For those of you who haven't had the pleasure, these are fiction books, but they're heavily based on the real-life experiences of James Herriot, which is the pen name of a real-life Yorkshire veterinarian. And Herriot reminisces, oh my gosh. Reminisces. Harriet
0 for 1.
Herriot reminisces about the quirky animals and people he encounters in the 1930s, working as a large animal veterinarian in the scenic but sort of hardscrabble Yorkshire Dales. It's all very cozy with frequent humor, also tugs on the heartstrings. Herriot also treats pets, but his bread and butter is the cows, sheep, pigs, and horses on the Dales farms he visits. So in honor of James Herriot today, I am going to be talking about animal agriculture.
Okay.
But not like that. I am going to be talking about animals that engage in their own form of agriculture.
Oh,
fun.
Nice. I can think of at least one example.
Yes, so on the show...
Maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is not news to longtime listeners of the show. About a year ago, Kirk, you talked about leafcutter ants.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one that came to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one that I had heard of before. But this topic is more extensive than I had realized.
It's wild.
Yes. So quick review about leafcutter ants. They take pieces of leaves back to their nest, not to eat the leaves, but to cultivate a particular species of fungus that grows on the leaves. They then feed the fungus to their larvae of the ant colony. And it's really quite remarkable. And given that humans started growing crops only about 10,000 years ago, give or take, the ants have us beat in the agriculture department by an estimated 50 million years.
Just a casual little bit of time.
However, like the farmers of the Yorkshire Dales, there are also ants that farm livestock.
Ooh.
Oh,
I have heard about this one. Yes.
Yes. There are aphid farming ants.
Yes.
Aphids are tiny little sap-sucking insects, and aphids sometimes secrete a sweet liquid called honeydew, which the ants love, naturally.
Tasty.
The ants herd the aphids onto the choicest and most succulent areas of local plants to give them the most nutritious food source. They protect them from predators, and they bring them into the barn, their nests overnight and in the winter.
That's so adorable.
It's so cute.
And then the aphids allow the ants to stroke them with their antennae to milk the honeydew.
I don't love that. It's really cute, but I don't like that.
That was about as far as my knowledge of animals engaging in agriculture went until recently. So it turns out there are quite a few more animals that farm besides ants. Fungus is a popular crop.
Yep.
As it turns out, this is not a huge surprise if you know ants are doing this, but there are species of termites that also farm fungus in a similar manner to leafcutter ants.
Okay.
And you know how a lot of termites build these mounds, and the mounds can help regulate the temperature inside of the termite mound. Well, part of the reason that these species of termites are doing that is to manage the temperature and humidity in a range that's favorable for the fungus that they want to grow. Which, by the way, scientists do consider these species of fungus that are symbiotic with these insects to be domesticated.
What?
Because these are species of fungus that are not found in the wild as far as we know.
Oh, yeah.
That's wild.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Their own version of domestic mushrooms.
Yeah. One species of termite has also been found to weed and use fungicide. In order to control the growth of unwanted fungus species,
there's a whole movie to be made here. Yeah.
There is many movies to be made here.
They will pluck out unwanted species of fungus and then regurgitate a soil bolus, is the term. And the bolus contains bacterial species from their gut, which have fungistatic properties. So fungistatic means it doesn't kill the fungus, but it stops it from growing and reproducing.
Okay.
So it basically contains and stops the unwanted fungus species.
Okay.
Right.
That's wild. Okay.
Very cool.
All right. Moving on. Ambrosia beetles are another insect that cultivates fungus. They are a wood-boring beetle.
Okay.
And they grow symbiotic species of fungi in chambers that they drill into the wood of a tree, usually a recently dead or dying tree.
Okay.
So these are kind of like a species of bark-boring beetle. Really.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, so they introduce the fungus into this chamber, they cultivate it, and sometimes they steal particular cultivars of fungus from other beetles.
I mean,
Little
I would.
Crop espionage kind of thing there.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You're stealing my crop, Steve.
And then, needless to say, they eat the fungus.
gotcha.
Delicious.
Moving on from insects, there are snails called marsh periwinkles
What?
that farm, yes, they
Okay.
farm fungus on the leaves of cordgrass, which is a common coastal plant species.
Huh.
They cut grooves into the leaves with their radula, which is their mouth part that can rasp. And this creates a good environment for the fungi to grow. I keep saying fungi. I keep going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Same
it?
thing.
Yeah.
It's both.
Potato, tomato.
Correct.
Yes. Apparently, the marsh
Let that
periwinkles
slide, huh?
also sometimes poop in the groove that they've made to fertilize the
I'm
fungus.
sorry. Poop in the groove?
They poop in the
Groove.
groove.
There's your
That-
episode title right there.
Oh, okay. I
Poop in the
feel like
groove.
I feel like I will say anytime I reference poop, feces, or anything like that in the title of the episode, it doesn't do particularly well. I'm not sure if certain
Okay.
podcast things like demonetize us for that or whatever, but know that
Rude
in
is
your
what that
heart,
is.
just like groove is in your heart, poop is in your groove there. Keep that in your heart.
Groove.
That's what we want to call the episode, but I probably
That's what we'll
shouldn't.
call the that's what we'll title the newsletter.
Great.
The only non-human vertebrate on this list of animals that engage in agriculture is the damselfish, which grows algae.
Huh.
Oh, cool.
They
That's fun.
Yeah, they prefer a type of algae that doesn't grow very readily and is easily outcompeted by other types of algae.
Okay.
So they will aggressively weed out the non-preferred types of algae, and they also
so cool.
aggressively defend their algae fields from trespassers.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, they're actually kind of a problem in coral reefs.
Yes, they are.
And can be invasive. Yeah, so
That's
the downside.
I was gonna talk about damselfish.
well, I'm only talking about a small aspect of the damselfish, but
Next week on Strange Finish Podcast, Rachel talks about damselfish.
To be fair, I haven't talked about fish or sea creatures in a while, so
yes,
it's time.
Well, yes. I mean, I am going to drop another little fact about the damselfish, which is that they keep herds of shrimp that they protect because the shrimp, in spite of keeping all other creatures away from their algae fields, they protect the shrimp because the shrimp
Yeah.
manure fertilizes the algae, apparently.
Oh my God, this
that's
is so wild.
amazing. That's so fun.
I love it.
Oh, they
Love
poop
it.
in the groove and shrimp manure in the field.
Manure the
Yeah, manure
fields,
shrimp,
yes.
I wonder if
Manure
manure
shrimp.
shrimp could be the title of the episode.
All right. Finally, I'm going to talk about the research that I learned about recently that kickstarted this topic for me, which is
What?
not, I mean, it's fairly recent, but it was published in 2016, so not that recent. And it concerns ragworms, which are marine polychaete worms. They are rather fearsome looking. They can grow up to about 1 meter long and are bristly
What?
with teeth.
What?
Yes.
That's a
Meter
big
long? No,
worm.
that's too big. That's too big.
They're kind of horrifying looking, but they're really, they will bite you if you try to grab them, but they're not.
I'm not going to try to grab them.
They're not really that horrifying in their lifestyle. They just live under the sand and mud in tidal areas in the Northeast Atlantic. And they eat small invertebrates and plant debris partly. And for a long time they were thought to... Well,
they don't partly eat them as part of what they eat.
Oh, okay. I was like,
important
what else
distinction.
do they eat, Victoria? Okay.
Well, for a long time they were thought to eat the seeds of cordgrass, which is coincidentally the same type of grass that those snails poop in the groove of.
They all work together.
Cordgrass seeds have a very tough husk, and scientists were confused as to how the worms were actually able to get through the husk into the part of the seed that you would want to eat. Well, it turns out they take these seeds to their burrows and they bury them at a particular depth, and then they wait for them to sprout.
Huh.
And then they eat the sprouts.
So they're sprout farmers.
Yes.
They're literally
sprout
farming.
farmers. They're literally farming. They're planting seeds and eating the crops that grow from them.
And they're a worm.
And they're a worm.
They're a worm.
And
in fact, these cordgrass sprouts seem to be quite a bit more nutritious than a lot of the other food that's available to them.
Sure, sprouts usually are.
Yes. This is incredible. This is the first known case of an animal deliberately planting seeds in order to eat the plant that grows from them, other than humans, of course.
Oh, so cool.
That's so fun. Oh, my God.
And
I love learning with you guys.
winds up my segment.
Absolutely.
I have several sources this week. There was a helpful article that I heavily structured this segment on from Tree Hugger called 7 Animals That Know How to Farm. Another article from National Wildlife Federation called Animals That Grow Gardens. McGill University had a helpful blog post about farmer ants and their aphid herds. An article from Science from September 2025 about fungus farming termites can protect their crop by confining weeds with fungistatic soil boluses. From PNAS, the evolution of fungus-growing termites and their mutualistic fungal symbionts. And the article about the worms was discussed in New Scientist in October 2016. We are going to take a short break now. Thank you. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, it'll be Kirk.
This week's episode is brought to you by the Society of Strange. That's what we call our patrons over at patreon.com/strangebynature. Society members directly support the show they love, and depending on their level of support, get fun perks such as bonus content on select shows, insider photos, water bottle stickers, and here's a big one, every level of support gets every episode 100% ad-free. Come join the other lovers of the show, help keep this strange show going, and get those ad-free episodes. We'll see you all over at patreon.com/strangebynature. Hey everyone, we are back from that break, and this week I have a creature feature, and it kind of ties in with my topic last week. But before we get to that, I do have to say, Rachel, I'm swerving into your lane here a little bit. You said you hadn't done this.
Ocean?
We're in the ocean.
Yeah.
Into the ocean. Okay.
I want to ask if
We're
you
taking that
and
GPS
the listeners,
right in there.
Yeah, are you and the listeners familiar with brittle stars?
Ooh,
I've heard of them. Yes.
Okay. Well, for those who are not familiar, brittle stars are related to sea stars, or starfish, as they used to be called. They are echinoderms. I believe we talked about radially symmetrical animals in an episode years ago. That term applies here. They have a small body with 5 really long legs. So picture like a sea star, but with like long, skinny legs. They're like the smaller, slimmer version of a sea star. Although smaller is not necessarily accurate. They can actually get pretty big, or at least their arms can get long. This breaks my brain. The longest arms can reach 24 inches.
Oh.
Which would make the brittle star 4 feet across.
Correct.
Oh, that's That also breaks my brain. Wow.
So much bigger than I was expecting. That's about 1.2 meters. That's just astonishing.
It's so cool.
I actually didn't realize they could get that big until I did some more background reading on them for this week's show. It is perhaps not surprising that I wouldn't know much about them for 3 reasons. 1, they are a marine species and I am a landlocked human in the middle of a large continent.
Correct.
2, there are about 2,000 known species of brittle stars, so it makes it hard to know everything about them since there's so many out there. And 3, around 1,200 of those 2,000 are actually deep sea species that humans rarely encounter. They can be found in waters up to 200 meters deep, which is deeper than I tend to snorkel if I happen to visit the ocean because, well, snorkeling is done famously at the surface of the ocean.
What?
So, yeah, my story this week involves brittle stars and a researcher named Joanna Eisenberg, I believe, or is how you say her name. She was working, studying brittle stars with colleagues in New Jersey and specifically looking at their skeletons, which are calcium-based. And you're like, okay, big deal. Like our mammalian bones are calcium-based as well. But our bones are calcium phosphate, whereas a brittle star skeleton is calcium carbonate. And so you may have heard of calcium carbonate before. It's also known as the mineral calcite.
Okay.
Star Wars?
I'm sorry. Let's take a big pause in the show here and find out what Rachel thinks she's talking about.
What is it called?
What Han Solo is encased in?
What is that?
That'd be carbonite.
Carbonite. Okay.
Which is a made-up.
Which is a made-up Star Wars thing.
I understand where I went wrong.
Definitely not frozen in calcium carbonate.
Okay. I will rewatch the movies in shame. Okay.
That is your job.
Continue.
Very good. The good news is you get to watch the best ones.
That's true.
Yes.
Also, unlike mammals with skeletons on the interior, brittle stars have their skeleton on the outside as a kind of armor.
Right.
So these researchers were looking at this calcite armor, if you will, very closely with some very high-powered microscopes and noticed something strange. In some species, but not all, the calcite had formed these very small arrays of bumps all over their arms. And it seemed really random, like which species had them and which did not have them. And this discovery could have very easily been written off as just like a random variation. But Eisenberg kept thinking and comparing and made an interesting correlation. It seemed that these bumps were only found on the skin of brittle stars that were known to respond to light.
Oh.
Huh.
And so think about brittle stars spend their time on the seafloor looking for food, and a shadow passing over them could be a sign of danger in the form of a predator. And it's known that certain species could detect changes in light and then respond. And this correlation was curious. So this team of researchers decided to take a closer look and see, is there anything to these bumps? Why do they have these bumps on their skin? What they eventually discovered was that these bumps are actually lenses.
Oh my gosh.
What?
And unlike our bones that are made of, as I said, calcium phosphate and appear white, calcite is optically clear. You can see right through it. And when they tested these micro lenses, they were shocked to discover that they are actually incredibly high quality lenses that were able to focus light to a point less than 3 microns across.
And the entire brittle star is covered with these lenses?
Yes.
Oh,
so let that just sink in for a moment. As a reminder, we talked about microns a bunch on the show this week and last week. A micron is 1/1000th of a millimeter. And that's what they were able to focus the light down to. Is to a spot, 3 microns across. So 3 1,000ths of a millimeter. So these micro lenses, as I said, were exceptional in quality, only recently have we as humans been able to manufacture arrays of microlenses like this. Apparently, arrays of lenses like this are used as part of fiber optic communication systems to basically focus the light into the fiber optic cables. So these already existing in nature in the skin of brittle stars was pretty shocking to the researchers.
Yeah.
Equally shocking, again, was the quality of these lenses. Calcite has this weird optical quality, and maybe you or some listeners have seen this. If you play with a specimen of calcite, you can see clear through like a calcite specimen to, say, some text or something below. But it has this weird quirk to it that it produces a double image, which is not ideal. But they basically discovered that these lenses had corrected for that by basically having a double lens formation that cancels out the existing flaw of using calcite as a lens material.
What?
I mean, when we're building like telescopes and microscopes and stuff, we'll often stack multiple lenses together to fix inherent problems with the properties of the glass and whatnot. That's what these brittle stars have done. They have basically multiple stacked lenses that make up for this doubling in the calcite. They also seem to correct for spherical aberration, which is another challenge when it comes to lenses. It's a little, I don't want to go into a deep dive on it, but it's basically where the light bends differently depending on the angle that it enters. And when you have a curved surface, it's going to enter at different angles. So all of the light rays coming out the other end don't actually end up all focusing at the exact same focal spot. So you get like a blurry focal spot. Well, these lenses have corrected for that as well. So this is both
wild,
astonishing and awesome. Then again, brittle stars are freaking ancient. They make dinosaurs look like they were here yesterday in the geologic timeline. Brittle stars show up in the Ordovician. So this is like 480 to 500 million years ago. They've had 500 million years to perfect these structures through natural selection. So that's plenty of time to perfect these lenses through trial and error when you have, millions of them over billions of years. So, well, more than billions, multiple billions of them over billions of years. You're gonna perfect stuff over time. So I would say 500 million years is a pretty generous research and development timeline.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Maybe just a little bit.
So what these researchers though also discovered was that right at the point where the light focuses, they're like, well, what is it focusing on? And they looked, and sure enough, there are photoreceptors at that focal point in the skin of the brittle stars. So what this means is essentially their whole body is one giant compound eye.
That's what I was wondering. You were talking about
starts
these lenses
to raise
like,
questions.
Is that what their eyes are then?
Yeah, it starts to raise questions about how good is the visual system of brittle stars. Like, are they just seeing light and dark and are responding to like, oh, it got darker on this arm, there's a shadow there, I move away from it? Or can they actually see an image of their surroundings by piecing together all the information like the other species with compound eyes do? That wouldn't surprise me, because species that have compound eyes, that's how they work. When you look through like one of those toys they sell kids that have all the little like prisms on the end, and you're like, oh, look at this sort of kaleidoscope eyes. And they're like, this is how a bee sees. Like, that's not how insects see. Animals with compound eyes, their brain combines that into one image, just like you with two eyes, your brain combines it into one image. So we don't know if that's going on with these, because this research happened 24 years ago. This was actually reported in the August 2001 in the journal Nature. But it hasn't seemed to have gotten a lot of attention. I tried to do some other digging and find out, like, have people continued to look into the visual systems of brittle stars and learn more about what they can see? And I couldn't really find much on that. It seems like, when you read a lot of things about brittle stars, they don't even mention their ability to see at all or even detect light. So this is kind of, I feel like, gone a little bit unnoticed by at least a good chunk of the scientific world. People who study brittle stars are probably yelling at their phone right now going, no, I know all about this, but it isn't, hasn't made it to a lot of the sources I looked in yet. So if you want to check out all the gory details for yourself of the article, it's called calcitic microlenses as part of the photoreceptor system in brittle stars by Joanna Eisenberg et al. And again, that was in Nature in August 2001. So just super, super cool that there are basically these super high-tech microlenses completely covering some species of brittle stars, and we still have more to learn about them. But I thought that was amazing.
That's phenomenal. I love that. Oh my God.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, hey, you know what, everyone? 2026. Here we go. It's going to be an awesome year of the podcast.
This is the year we learn about brittle stars.
Maybe by next
be.
December, I'll be like, hey, update on brittle stars. Turns out they're completely blind. No, hopefully we'll find out more about that. But if we do, you'll hear about it here on Strange by Nature.
Definitely.
All right, everybody.
Thank y'all.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
have a great night. Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone for listening to today's show. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes drop every Wednesday, and we love sharing this strange world with all our listeners. If you would be so kind as to leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcasts, that would be great. It lets other lovers of the strange discover the show. You can reach us by searching for Strange by Nature Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. You can send us an email as well. Our address is contact@strangebynaturepodcast.com. If you want more information about the show, you can check out our website, strangebynaturepodcast.com, and you can support the show and get ad-free episodes at patreon.com/strangebynature. Until next week, get outside, stay curious, and embrace the strange.